commercial application students. By now we have finished sole proprietorship form of business, joint into family business, and we have started with partnership. Now today's our discussion point is about types of partners, which we had discussed it last class till formation of partnership. Now there are different types of partners, as you can see in this diagram. I will discuss it one by one. The name of the partners are active partner, sleeping partner, secret partner, nominal partner, quasi partner, minor partner, limited partner, and partner on profit or profit partner. Now you need to know what are these. Before this, a little bit of recapitulation. Recap is, what is a partnership? Partnership is a business between two or more people, minimum two. If it is one, then it becomes sole proprietor. Minimum two who have voluntarily come together and agreed upon to start a business. Now, active partner is a partner. This is the best form of partner. Okay, an active partner is a partner who contributes capital. Capital means the money with which you start a business. He not only gives money to start a business, but he works hard also. He is actively involved in the affairs of the business. This type of partner is called an active partner. An active partner has got unlimited liability. He is involved in the day-to-day activity. He is a hard-working person, and at the same time, he takes active interest in the working of the business and contributes capital also to start a business. Okay, this is active partner. Whereas sleeping partner is a little bit different. Sleeping partner is also a partner, but he is sleeping. The word sleeping itself means he contributes capital. He also gives money to start a business. He invests money in the business, but he does not take active part like the active partner. He does not do any work. He only contributes capital and he becomes a partner, and maybe at the time of the calculation of profit, he claims for his share. But his liability is also unlimited. Now coming to secret partner. A secret partner lies somewhere between active and sleeping partner. A secret partner contributes capital. A secret partner takes active part in the business of the firm also. But his identity is kept hidden. That means outsiders, they do not know that he is a partner. He may look like an employee of the organization, but in reality he may be a partner who has contributed capital and is taking active interest in the business affairs of the business. Okay. Now nominal partner is very interesting. Nominal partner is a partner only for his name. He has given his name. That means a nominal partner neither has contributed any capital nor takes any active part in the business. He does not do any other work, but he has only given his name to the partnership firm. Maybe he is a very reputed person. His name might be influential towards the progress of the business. So he has just allotted his name that I am a partner of this firm. But in reality, he is not a partner. His name is only a partner. Quasi partner. Quasi partner is very interesting. You can see the quasi partner has got different names. Quasi partner is also called partner by estoppel. It is in your page number 37 of your textbook. Please see. Quasi partner is a partner who is not a partner. In fact, acts, he neither contributes any capital nor takes any part in the management of the firm. Okay? He neither contributes any capital nor takes any active part in the management of the firm, but he acts or represents himself in such a way that the outsider have an impression that he is a partner. That means his name is given and he acts as if he is the real partner. Then comes to a minor. Who is a minor? A minor is a person who is below the age of 18. Yes. Below the age of 18 also a person can be partner. You can join a business. You all are not 18 years old, but also if you feel you can go and join a partnership firm, you can contribute capital and you can start. You will have even the rights to check the balance sheet and the accounts of the business. But decision making right will be there only when you go above the age of 18, firstly. And secondly, your liability will be limited. The liability of others will be unlimited, but the liability of a minor partner is limited. That means your personal property will not be targeted or will not be taken in order to clear the debts of the partnership firm. Another one is the limited partner. Limited partner is normally not found in India. It is found in England, where the liability of a partner is limited, but it is not very much practical in India. It is found mostly in England. And partners on profit. Partners on profit are, I would like to say, rather they are more selfish partners. Whenever there are profits, they might contribute capital, they might take active interest in the business of the firm, but whenever there is profit, they come to distribute the profit. But in no scenario or in no case, they are willing to share the losses. It is not that the business will have always profit. Whenever there is profit, they come to take the share of their profit, but whenever there is loss, they deny to take the share of the loss. So they are called profit partner or partners in profit only. So these are the different types of partners which are very important for your examination point of view. And the last thing to be discussed on partnership is about the merits and demerits of partnership. Merits means advantages, demerits means disadvantages. Okay? These are the advantage, and these are the limitations or disadvantage. Okay? Now first one is easy formation. A partnership does not need that much of legal formalities like a joint stock company. It can be formed easily with the consent of a partners. I said that even registration of a partnership is not compulsory. Voluntarily, only on the basis of verbal agreement, two person or two or more person can start a partnership. Starting is very easy. You don't have to go to so many people or so many legislative formalities are not to be fulfilled. But also it is always wise that you register a partnership so that in future days you will not have consequences or maybe some other issues. Pooling of huge resources. See, sole proprietorship form of business are normally small business. Why is it small business? Because it is a business of one single person. One single person has contributed capital. So definitely one person contributing capital is less. And 10% coming together and contributing capital is huge amount. So pooling of financial resources. That means this is more financially healthy. More expansion can be made. A huge business can be opened on the basis of partnership form rather than sole proprietorship form of business. Okay. The sharing of risk, as I already said, whenever there are risk, there are 4 or 5 people to share the risk. They can share the risk and carry forward with the proceedings of the business. That does not happen in sole proprietor. Sole proprietor, the owner is alone. He has to bear the entire risk of the business. There is nobody to share his risks. Democratic organization. A partner is free to join. It is a democratic. A partner is free to take decisions here. Okay. It is not that only one person has to take the decision. That was in sole proprietor. Even in joint Hindu family, the main decision was taken by whom? Yes, the Karta, the head of the family. Others were co-partners. You remember? But here it is not like that. Here there are 5 people, 5 partners. All 5 have the liberty to take decisions. All 5 have the liberty to share the risk. So decisions are balanced decisions will come. Here it may happen that sometimes Karta might take a wrong decision in joint Hindu family business. Or it may happen more in sole proprietor where the proprietor is alone and proprietor has got full chances of taking a wrong decision. But here if a partner takes a wrong decision, there are other partners to guide him and tell him that this decision is wrong. Let us rethink it. Okay? So so that a good decision or a balanced decision will come. Long question answer normally comes for 5 marks. So 5 important points of merits I have discussed. But again, in commerce I said if anything has got merits, definitely there will be demerits or disadvantage of those points too. The biggest disadvantage I find is uncertain existence. Uncertain existence is suppose a partner dies, then definitely partnership comes to an end. Death is very uncertain. Any partner may die tomorrow, day after tomorrow, anytime. Once with the death of the partner, the entire partnership business collapses. It comes to an end. The time span of partnership is very uncertain. Secondly, if a partner becomes bankrupt, if he becomes lunatic, if he becomes mad, mentally retarded, then in that case, and if a partner decides that I won't continue any further, in that case what happens? Partnership gets dissolved. You got it? But that is not the case in sole proprietor. But in sole proprietor what happens? Sole proprietor, there is no chances of dissolution of a sole proprietorship firm because it is alone. Secondly is implied authority. Now implied authority you have to see it very clearly. Now regarding implied authority, there is a very wonderful note given in your book. I would like to read it for you. Then I will explain it to you. Okay. Please see what does implied. It is true that like a sole proprietor, each partner has unlimited liability, but his liability may arise not only for his own acts, but also from the acts and business of co-partners. Yes. Say for example, A, B and C are partners. I will explain it to you, this point. with the help of an example. Suppose there are three partners A, B and C. A takes a loan, B and C are partners with A. B and C doesn't have any loan. The loan is taken only by A. But since it is a partnership form and the business, the loan was taken by A for the business, now what happens if A is not able to pay the loan of the bank, B and C automatically will be pressurized and automatically will be under the scanner of that unlimited liability, taking over the personal property by the bank to clear the debts. So B and C are actually innocent. They got into trap because of A. So this is called implied authority. Somebody else has did it, but somebody else might have also faced the consequence. So this is a disadvantage in partnership form. Disharmony. There is a very common saying in English: too many cooks spoils the food. Here it happens like this. Each and every part, suppose there are three partners A, B, C. A might have got one decision, B might be taking one decision, C might be taking one decision, and they do not agree to each other's decision. It may happen this way. Then what happens? Yes, then arises a word called conflict. Conflict brings disharmony. Okay? And then means haste in decision. Here, one single partner cannot take a decision alone. It is not sole proprietor or like Karta, a joint Hindu family. Decisions could have been taken alone by the head or alone by the proprietor. Here, A, B, C, D. Suppose there are four partners. Each and every partner, A's decision, B's decision, C's decision, as well as D's decision is important. So you have to take a collective decision, joint decision. So and often what happens, it is more time consuming, wastage of time, and it wastes a lot of your time. Because it might happen when partners are not together, they will need time to come together, they will need time to discuss, and decision taking process becomes lengthy. So haste in decision and difficulty in withdrawal. As you know, formation of partnership is very easy. This is an advantage. But withdrawal from partnership firm can be that much difficult. Because once you are partner, you have invested your money, but when you want to withdraw the money, simply you cannot. You have to need the consent of the other partners. Like as I said, suppose A and B were partners and C admitted. But after a few years, C doesn't want to continue. So if she wants to withdraw his share of investment in the form of capital which he had made, C cannot just pull out his resources. C needs the consent of A and B, and in that case, if A and B doesn't give the consent, then C cannot withdraw his shares immediately. In that case, again I will say registration of partnership becomes necessary. C will seek for help from the government or help from legal help. Legal help is only possible for registered partnership firm. Verbally started partnership firm cannot file a case or cannot sue a case in the court of justice. I said that. But anyhow, apart from this, we finished today types of partners as well as we ended merits and demerits of partnership from your textbook. You can proceed with the question answers, small question answers as well as long essay type question answers from this part, and only one more portion is left from this chapter, that is joint stock company. With that, we will wind up this chapter. Have a nice day. Take care.